Hi everyone, I'm Caribbean Andy. I've been working in bars for 20 years and wearing Hawaiian shirts for about 7. This whole month here on my YouTube channel, I'm going to be doing a deep dive into tiki cocktails, one of my favorite things. The first thing I wanted to make was a jet pilot. And a jet pilot is actually a cocktail that made its debut in 1953 at the Luau bar on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. That bar was owned by a guy named Steve Crane. And Steve Crane, well, if Don the Beachcomber is the Coca-Cola of tiki, Trader Vic is the Pepsi, and Steve Crane is kind of like the, suppose like the Dr. Pepper, or maybe RC Cola would be the better comparison. With the jet pilot in particular, I wanted to tweak the recipe in a way that really highlighted all of the different flavoring agents and modifiers in the cocktail outside of the rum. And since it's our first tiki video, I wanted to keep it pretty simple. So let's stop wasting time. I decided for this recipe, we're going to use Smith & Cross, which is a Naval strength 114 proof Jamaican pot still rum. And we're going to do 1.5 ounces of it. So that's going to pack a pretty big punch right there. We're not using any 151 today in this drink because we do want to still be able to function afterwards, but the Smith & Cross is definitely going to make it a very serious cocktail. And we are going to use another rum, just any white rum will do. We're just going to do 1/2 ounce of our Maggie's Farm. And then actually, pretty much everything else we're going to do 1/2 ounce of. So we'll do 1/2 ounce of freshly squeezed lime juice, 1/2 ounce of freshly squeezed grapefruit juice. Some recipes specifically call for white grapefruit juice. I don't know why you'd ever want to use white grapefruit juice. It's so boring. I buy red grapefruit whenever I have the opportunity. And then it also calls for cinnamon syrup, which this is homemade, and it's, well, why don't I show you how I made it?
I brought 1 cup of water to a boil, added 6 cinnamon sticks, crushed with my hand, and 2 cups of sugar in the raw. Boiled it until the sugar dissolved, then reduced it down to a simmer for about 15 minutes. Removed it from the heat, leaving the cinnamon sticks in there, and allowed it to steep for about an hour while it cooled, then strained everything out. And there you have it. That's how we made our cinnamon syrup.
So we'll do 1/2 ounce of our house-made cinnamon syrup. Herbstura, which is simply equal parts absinthe and Angostura bitters. To make it easy, we're just gonna spritz a little of our absinthe in there and do 1 light dash of Angostura. One of the most important ingredients in this cocktail is Falernum. There's a couple of different commercial versions you can buy with or without alcohol. This is made by Maggie's Farm in Pittsburgh, and this stuff is delicious. It's just sweet enough. I can't open it. It's sweet, very limey, but particularly full of clove flavor. So just like everything else, we're going to do 1/2 ounce of the Falernum. Again, because we're not really using a black rum like a Myers or a Gosling's or something like that, I do still want to introduce some of that molasses flavor while highlighting the cinnamon and the clove. So we're going to use a little bit of Amaro, 1/2 ounce of Averna. I think a Montenegro or a Moletti would also be delicious. 1/2 ounce of that. Pack our tin with ice. We're not worried about diluting the cocktail, we're just going to mix it, so we don't have to shake it as much as we normally would. We're going to strain it over crushed ice, so that's going to melt as time goes on. Quick shake, and we'll do a single strain over crushed ice. Pour it slowly so it doesn't flood. Do 1 more scoop of ice there. And of course, tiki is all about the garnish. We don't want to be wasteful. We don't want to use a lot of plastic, but I do have some vintage plastic stirrers, which are really fun. We can use some fresh mint as a garnish. Give it a clap. Because, you know, it's a jet pilot, it's fuel, and it's tiki. We're gonna light it on fire. So this is just half of a lime that I juiced for our cocktails today, filled with croutons. This is actually just cut up leftover bread. And the bread is then, I dribbled a little bit of lemon extract over top. And now it's on fire. Let's do a little dusting of nutmeg and our flame. Pop a straw in there. And we're all set. There you have it, a jet pilot. If this is any indication of how the whole month is gonna go, we're all in for treats. Also, do yourself a favor. Google the Luau bar, Beverly Hills. Check out pictures from the interior. It's wild. It's a dream inside. And while you're here, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the like button down below. Thanks for watching. Cheers.